That's your point. Come over to her. Oh, no, to
Mieli kabwa mo ajaba. Mieli kabwa mo Jehovah ngo. Onibo ngwenke sipole ngo. Mawo mieno makwego jile. Nengba mieli kabwa mo ajaba. Mieli kabwa mo Jehovah ngo. Onibo ngwenke sipole ngo. Ihang boshane. Money boy oil, a war doing. Nah, money boy Israel, a war doing. The Asang a one because Yehovah, a boy, while I say, a boy, they call me by Kajabenami, Kashina no fair. My help comes from you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. No makwako chile Nengba mieli kabwa mwajaba Mieli kabwa moja Yehowa ngo Monibo mwenke sipole ngo Ihang oshane Monibo ohele Ewo wodoin Na monibo Israele Ewo wodoin Ni asang ewon biko hey Yehovah aboy boy wala yisheshe boy koje komi mbae kajebenami yashina no fe corona nyagbebo noko nyagbebo
the power and the glory. Mad 0.5 FM, 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 FM.
Radio Gold. The station that makes you feel so good. Radio Gold. With a new touch and a style. The station. Radio Gold. The difference is Radio Gold. The station. Radio Gold. The difference is now that we're here. The difference is clear.
90.5.
Exactly 2 minutes past 7 in the studios of Radio Gold 90.5. I'm taking a bit back into time. After playing something new from Joe Metal, what is important is that we seek the help of God today in everything we do, in every step we take. We pray for His help, we pray He steps in and resolve any situation we may find ourselves in. That's what we pray for. A very, very good morning to you, and thank you very much for making time. My name is Senna Nombo. Show is produced by Eric Boateng, who's seated, and also social media is in the hands of Godwin. We are still working a couple of things out. Don't forget the show is supported by Agbozo Herbal. We are still working hard to make sure we broadcast for you on YouTube. Yesterday we got a little help from our friends at Wazon. It's proven quite helpful though. We are still monitoring. But if you go to YouTube, you can get to watch the Go Hour Drive live. Thank you for choosing us. Let me bring this one back again from Jude Lomote. That's exactly 7 minutes past 7. And we are still trying to make sense of that statement from the Ghana Police Service. That's interesting. There are a few things we still do not understand. Our soldiers are praised for their peacekeeping, what do they call it? Exploits. Peacekeeping exploits. When it comes to peacekeeping, they say our soldiers are the best. So how do they do that? Is it that whenever they turn up at Rwanda or something, they just cock their guns and start shooting everybody? Is that how we have become known very good at peacekeeping? I do not understand. Does it take a different process to keep peace outside this country than it takes to keep peace in this country? I do not understand. So the same things they teach them that they use whenever they are on peacekeeping missions are they different from the skills they need whenever they are working within this country? Now we target practice anytime soldiers see a crowd. Who tells them to act the way they are acting? When you put soldiers in the midst of police officers, what kind of directives do we give them? What do we tell them? Who takes charge? And what is the person supposed to do? What's the person supposed to tell these soldiers in terms of how do they respond to a crowd when they see one? How are the soldiers supposed to respond to a crowd when they see one? And I'm wondering whether the joint team ever trains together. Do they ever train them together? Do they have a joint team which they train together? They take through a particular training process and teach them, this is what you do when we send you here. That's what you do when we send you here. You go through this, you do that way. You don't do this. This cannot be done here because these are civilians. These are your own citizens. They are not supposed to be treated this way. Handle this that way. What kind of training do we give these joint teams? Because I don't know. Even if we assume that the skills that are needed to keep peace in Rwanda and Burundi are different from the skills that are needed to restore calm in Ghana. Even if we assume, because I am imagining that when you go to Rwanda, Burundi and others, the rebel groups are armed, right? In Ghana, if you throw stones, how do you respond? What do we teach those who form those joint teams? We need reinforcement. The reinforcement, when they come, what are they supposed to do? Who do they report to? What plan do they go with? Because increasingly these joint teams are becoming trigger happy. Ghanaians are starting to look like target practice for them. What they were supposed to do yesterday, because what the issue was simple. Someone was killed. The youth of the town weren't happy because they assumed that there are people from among them who had perpetrated those acts. When I say assume, it's not because I'm saying they are wrong. I'm saying that by the way our security arrangements work, it is only the police who are allowed to establish the truth or otherwise of a particular incident, especially when that is a criminal, when that will involve criminal processes being brought against someone. In the case of murder, as has been alleged here, it's the police officers who can put together the facts that are needed to prosecute somebody for that charge. So I am saying assume, not because I am saying the youth do not know what they are talking about. Okay, so your job is to ensure that the people get the justice they need. They were massing up and angry Perhaps because they were not assured that you were going to do that job and do it well. All you had to do is assure them. Even in the midst of anger, people can be spoken to. Even in the midst of anger, people can be spoken to. If our police officers cannot take one stone being thrown at them, or cannot prepare for stone throwing, how would they prepare for shooting? So in this case, because you were shooting at people for throwing stones, you have gone to write a statement which alleges that people do not have guns. What were they carrying the guns for? To come and shoot at you? Were you the one who killed the youth? Were you the one who killed the man? You did not kill the man. So why would they be parading guns to shoot at you? What you're supposed to do is to ensure that they do not react in a manner that worsens the situation that was there. One person was killed. Make sure no other person is killed or harmed. That's all you're supposed to do. And then assure the people that you would investigate and unravel the cause of the death of the person and hold whoever is responsible and accountable, and ensure that they are prosecuted. That was the assurance you were supposed to give them. Simple and straightforward. That was the job. When you are calling in reinforcement, they have to fall in line with this objective. I don't understand what we are doing in this country. I am getting increasingly confused about simple, straightforward matters. What is the training of our police officers and military men for? Because military, they go through a lot of, is it resistance training or whatever they call it? They do lots of things at them. They throw things at them. They go under wires. They walk in water in booths, among others. What is that supposed to train them for? So that they can get angry and shoot everybody. I thought that was supposed to prepare them for them to be able to take a certain level of reaction until they are given the order to do one thing or the other. What were they there to do? What was the objective of the reinforcement? What were they called in to do? And why did they end up doing what they were doing? The MUSEC that called to them, did they direct the police commander to go and tell them, shoot them? As for them, don't mind them, shoot them. Was that what they were asked to do? And why did they end up doing that? And I'm asking these questions, looking at the unique circumstances of what happened in Ejira, but also mindful of the fact that this is not the first time we're having this trigger happy people parading our streets. This is becoming a little one too many. It's becoming one too many. We have problems. We need to deal with it before it gets out of hand. Same thing happened in Techiman. Crowd control. All the crowd was doing was that they were shouting. We would not agree. They started shooting at them. And all of a sudden, when somebody throws one stone, that's a reason to shoot at everybody else. When a stone is thrown, guns have to be fired. Is that the response we are teaching our police officers? Is that what we are all supposed to know? That if, for example, we all mass up at Radio Gold here and start shouting and military people turn up, and all of a sudden somebody from somewhere who was not even among us comes and throws a stone at them, they will shoot all of us. Is that the understanding of the training that they are giving our security officers? They did that at Techiman. They killed a 14-year-old who was not even old enough to vote during the election at Odododiodio. And that 14-year-old was not the only person that was killed at the time. Several more deaths have been recorded in the election. Not a single person has been held accountable. We deployed hoodlums as Ayawaso West Wogon, shot people and killed them. Nothing has happened. This is getting one too many. You are asking for a reaction. The police are supposed to be for us, not against us. How are we supposed to look at the police? The police that are supposed to ensure that we get closure on issues of this nature. They have killed one. You are supposed to investigate one. We have come to kill two. Now, who do we go and hold accountable? So now we go and call immigration service, come and investigate the police, so that the police will investigate the one. What kind of sense are we applying in this country? What are we doing? Doesn't sound sensible to us. And this is not the first time. It's not like as if it is the first time this has happened. Trigger happy police officers go and kill over 4 people in Techiman. In a moment, they just started shooting at everybody. And they killed them. Up to now, nothing has happened. So that means that, like I'm saying in my scenario, if, for example, I am passing by and a group of people mass up and start shouting, "You no go green, you no go green." All of a sudden, I, who was passing by somewhere, go and throw a stone. Even though I do not know what is happening, the police officers will start shooting at everybody who was shouting, "We no go green, only we no go green." That is the movement now. That's the approach. That is what our security officers are being trained to do. Is that what we are saying? So if you think that the people who were shot at Techiman are criminals, there are lots of criminals that will be shot in this country. The mindset that first deputy speaker threw out when he responded to that shooting in Techiman is emboldening a lot more officers to act in that manner. Because increasingly, just saying I do not agree, just saying I am angry, just manifesting anger alone is enough for you to be shot. It's enough for you to be labeled a criminal and then shot. What that means is that you cannot protest, because the response of our police officers to any form of protest, what do they call it? Spraying of hot water, live bullets, tear gas, like they did at the Electoral Commission. That's the response our police officers know nowadays. That's the kind of police officers we are deploying for crowd control. The training we are giving them. IGP, they said here his CV is good. Useless CV. Useless to us. The CV is useless to us. If we are being killed, what kind of UN policing are they working with? That he was at the UN, he did this and that. That's what they teach them at the UN. Where are they? What are we supposed to do now? You can't protest. When you are protesting, and out of anger somebody throws one stone, police officers cannot take one stone. When they are coming to control crowd, they don't prepare. That in case they throw a stone, our bodies will be protected, we will be safe. We have to carry some form of gear. So they come, and their only protection is that you throw stone, we shoot you. You shout, we shoot you. That's the response. That's our response. And that's the manner in which we deal with things in this country now. And then when you are talking about this, the president is going around doing Toyota. At this time. Which of the youths are you looking for jobs for? The one that are getting killed or the one that are alive? Don't we understand emergency situations in this country anymore? That is a situation like this, the president appearing yesterday morning. If the president had walked, had moved from where he was, he could have even taken a helicopter. Even the plane that he was flying, the one where they said he has to bath in. If he had even flown it to Kumasi, taking a short ride to Ejura and spoken to the youth, imagine the calm that would have restored. The president does not do that. Toyota. For who? After we are all dead. Zion Church Manadofo is joining us this morning, and Democracy Kofi Abuabride is also joining us, saying a good morning to us. Alasan Sule joins us. Alaji Sakura Ghana Salam says good morning. Everyone over there watching in Saudi Arabia. Alfred Akole is joining us. Francis Agra says very interesting as some people hate Radio Gold, but they are the first to tune in. Everybody, I can see a certain name. Oh, Piaga, yes. Piaga is at the top watching us. Good morning. They hate Kokoyam, but they love Kutumri. Paula is saying a good morning to us. Nathaniel Nati is saying good morning. Thank you for the good work you do for God and country. Bernard Makumato is saying Afosana in team. Today I'm very sad. Very, very sad. Hey, Ekofuado. Philip Badika says greetings to you guys. I wish you all the best. Efo Philip. Zachariah Freedom is saying a good morning to us. Let me say good morning to Mr. Heron Collins. A good morning to Efunyani Brown. Alio, I say you for Nanela for. I'm speaking tongue to you. Abdul Kadir Adams, Ibrahim Tanku says a good morning. In fact, from henceforth, whenever I mention name Browns, they must speak tongue. Bismarck Coker says good morning. The reality of all die be die is now working. Military men now shoot into the crowd instead of shooting into the sky. Well, this is what happens if party vigilante men are now military personnel. Coker Bismarck, send that from Nongwa. Good morning to you, Coker. Godfrey Daglomoti shares some inspiration with us. Says, for they have sown the wind and they shall reap the whirlwind. If that no stock, the bud shall yield no meal. If so be it yield. If so be it yield, the stranger shall swallow it up. Ghana is swallowed up. Kujo Fiti. Yes, we are reaping the fruits of inaction. We are reaping the fruits of calling people criminals for just disagreeing and manifesting their disagreements. Kujo Fiti says a good morning to us. The Lion is also joining us. No matter how long the journey, there is an end. God Almighty will see us through and our tears will be over. Nia is saying a good morning to us. Is it now a standard practice under this government to disperse a crowd by shooting live bullets directly into the crowd? Not directly. He wrote directly into the crowd. This is a result of hurriedly recruiting party vigilantes without thorough professional training. When the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked breathe rule, the people mourn. Proverbs 29:2, King James Version. That's coming from Nyaya. Good morning to you. Zion Church Manadofo is also in a good morning to us. Maria Adam says, criminals in military uniforms. Richard Asari also is joining us from the US. Good morning. Says, I'm so sad for Ghanaians, and you know how Nanado is a vampire. I always want to see blood. Hey. Let me say a good morning to Nene Akono Azu. Let me say a good morning to you this morning. My friend from Pediatokope in Adan, the island. Sometimes I forget your name in the morning. So a very good morning to you. Nene Akono Azu is right now. I'm sure is in Massachusetts actually. Abokweji, let me say a good morning. A very, very good morning to you. A good morning to Ohima if she is watching. And then as for you, dear, I bow. I have to bow to you. Jet Morgan, I bow to you. And also Nee Brown, Mother Taguno. Maria Adams says the killing of our Muslims youth in this country is too much. Johnson Gbagbo is saying, please, good morning. They are not soldiers, so brother. No soldier will be trained to do that. If they are not, why are they wearing uniforms? Zion Church Manadofo says, is calling Nana, is saying eating Nana, is a disease of a human being. Kujo Fiti. So now the personnel in military fatigue are not regular military folks. Regular military folks do not behave the way those attired in military uniform behave. It goes without saying that they are tonton makuts, party-sponsored vigilantes. Increasingly, that's starting to make sense. Because my point is this. Even if the only training in peacekeeping our soldiers have is that which they go and deploy in other countries, are we saying that that cannot be applied in this case? Or is that what they do when they go and for peacekeeping in Somalia, Burundi, Rwanda? If that's what they do, is this what they are praised for? Because that's it's starting to make sense. It's starting to confuse everybody. Not to make sense at all. It doesn't add up. And if you are deploying a joint task force Or you just call soldiers, Kojo, come. Afewa, you two come. And you call Eric. Eric is the police officer. Gordon, join them. Go and stop crowd. How does it work? What is the hierarchy which you work with? And these are the thoughts of someone who has no training in security. Maybe I don't understand. Gordon says, I'm very confused. The opposition has to come together. They must rise and demonstrate against this wicked MPP government, military. Abraham Kofi says, good morning, Senator. This is the country Mr. President is building for us. Hello, Mensa also says a good morning to us. They stand for everything. Nuruddin says good morning to Senator RKB and the Iron Lady. He joined that from Canada. Let me say a good morning to Prophet Dennis Ho. Positive change in Madina crisis. So Techiman South and Ayawaso incident was replayed in Nigeria. What lessons did we learn from Techiman South and Ayawaso killings as a nation? Where are the investigative reports? Indeed, Ghana is really sitting on a time bomb. Hashtag fix the country. Estella Gracila is saying a good morning to us. Boahima Joy says, oh, Eradi Boahin, why? Sheikh Fennec Avokpo is saying it's time to react and stop complaining because no one is even listening to us. How? When you say react, how? Pabe Silvanus is saying a good morning. I am disappointed in the government of Nanado and the entire security. Michael Mate says, Senna, don't forget, you are not in heaven. Michael Mate says, Senna, please don't forget, you are not in. That was the IGP's response to us. And then the interior minister, who has failed miserably for 4 years, has been given another 4 years. But Nana Akufo-Addo and our parliamentarians, they give him 4 more years. Who has failed miserably. Not a single matter happened under him which he has found a solution to. Ayawaso terrible. The killing of the people at Techiman South, nothing. Under him, what did they call this one? Ahmed Suale, murdered. Not a single person has been found. Not a single person has been found. The kind of things that have happened. Anyway, Eja Bata is saying the kind of anger that is building up in the youth, if we don't take care as a country, it won't end well for us. There have never been any society that the military power outweigh the civilians. We are now sleeping with one eye wide open because we have a tyrannical government in the control of affairs. John Mahama needs a national day of apology from all Ghanaians. Greetings to the people's mother, Haja Mariam Ibrahim Jifa, former parliamentary aspirant for Amasaman. Godfred Aglomote again shares that quote with us. Franzado is saying a good morning to us. We don't have a country, simple. Edward Achugana is also saying a good morning. When the wicked is in power, the people suffer. That is wicked heart at work. Those vigilantes are recruited from these acts. Murphy is joining us. Wonderful. It's been a long while. Benjamin Gundat is also joining us. Good morning to all of you. A good morning to Wude Duje. A good morning to ASP retired Franklin Nate. A good morning to Emmanuel Dusu. Ima Madogba. A good morning to the Don with the Duje. A good morning to SP retired Franklin Nate. A good morning to Becky Stone. A good morning to the youth president himself, Habib Bantus. A very, very good morning to you. Godfrey Daglomote is joining us. Kim Pepe Kalio says, and to the philosophy which old one race superior and another inferior is finally and permanently discredited and abandoned, everywhere is war. I think that he's quoting a song. Richard Asari also is watching us from Ohio State. Maria Adams said, MPP and the president don't care about the killing of Muslims in Ghana. It's not his fault since we have been chosen to be killed. Enough is enough, you say. Good luck. Pablo is saying a good morning. Kim Pepe Kalu is saying a good morning. Kojo Asempa Furniture Works says Radio Good Morning Show is the greatest. Send that from Kojo Asempa Furniture Works. Dum Kumase. Brilliance Komani is saying a good morning. Benjamin Gundat. I'm also very sad Ghana has changed to something else. Solomon Esuma says, please, Anna, when are you? Solomon, good morning. El Freedom says good morning. Charito Sefwa says, Anna, good morning. Shooting us with guns we bought for them. You see, that's the worst part. Where is this joint fox? Where are this joint task force when people are being robbed in broad daylight? Why is this joint task force not reacting in the manner in which they are reacting? Why are we in this? Robbie Fashion in Dichemso near Golda Hotel. He says, in fact, looking at the good works of President Nana Addo, no frustration from the NDC can bring him down. The battle is the Lord. Good morning to you. Robert Kofi says, good morning, my heroes, and God richly bless you all. It's very sad to see this happening in Ghana. Ghana doesn't have a president, but an old, he said, a tyrant party leader. Haj Siddiq is saying a good morning to myself, Boachi, everyone, Nancy, and all the crew of Radio Gold 905 FM watching us live from Cologne in Germany. A good morning to Livingstone in Ghana. Sel Del Glad, good morning to you. Good morning to Henry Anderson, also in Berlin. A good morning to Willie Kwa. A good morning to Grandma Abna, who is also in Germany. A good morning to Auntie Vero. Very, very good morning to you. A good morning to Aram Dolafiaou, who is also joining us. We're all waiting for the good news in July, my birthday month. Oh, good news in July. June, nothing has happened. Good news in July. A good morning to David in Hanover, Germany. Kobla says good morning. The first plague has occurred where the Pharaoh of Ghana has turned a blind eye to the death of citizens. Felix Dovlo says a good morning to us. A good morning to Nina and Temafan Nina. Sana, are you sure Ghana is having a president? We do. Agwesia Isaac Kojo says, where is the president? Come and tweet to Air Freedom says only time tells the truth. And Nathaniel Anati says this government continues silence on the reopening of the power station. Radio Gold 905 FM is very worrying this happening. The first quarter date this year to get Radio Gold back on has elapsed, and the second quarter is about to end, but still no show. We shall overcome. You know, so that's you saying a good morning, Sana, and the rest of the Radio Gold family and crew. I'm still in shock seeing soldiers doing this, still watching live from Obuasi on duty. May their souls rest in peace. Innocent, good morning to you. Very, very good morning. I hope you're well, and I hope everything is well with you. Zachary Abubakar says, Sana, I now understand that the NDC MPs in Parliament House are helping MPP to cause more, is it more grievous harm to us? Zadika says, you learn more from failure than from success. Don't let it stop you. Failure builds character. Have a productive day and a good morning. So this morning we'll be trying to understand exactly what is happening. Perhaps we do not understand, so we'll try and understand it. How this is policing, where this type of policing is coming from, and how come we have military men being deployed without us getting to a position where the police will say we are unable to handle it. So the police have not said we are unable to handle it. And so this is the statement issued by the police on 29th June 2021 by ASP, Assistant Superintendent of Police